Vechain has had a wee bit of a surge to the upside. In this video, we're going to be reviewing the most recent technical analysis on the VET token and what I think is likely to happen next and all that wonderful stuff. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I really do appreciate that. If you are new, why not subscribe? And if you haven't joined us in Discord, what you're waiting for, check it out. The link is in the description below. Let's jump right down into this one and take a look at what's been going on here with the VET token. So here we have Vechain on the mixed contract using 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 1 hour time frame for analysis. So as we can kind of see here, we have had this move up, we've pulled back down in a three-wave pattern, and we're looking to push back up again. This looks like a pretty typical 335 flat correction to me. Possible that it maybe is something more, but I don't think it is. I think that's essentially what it is. Let's just reflect on a few of these things very quickly here. So we've moved on up. The question is, have we met expectations, right? These are the bigger kind of calls. So if we take a look at this, right up here, we haven't quite yet met the expectations. The expectations are for this to come up just a fraction further. So we are talking about a move towards 1.938 and 1.962, right inside this yellow box area that I just drew on. Okay, so that's the expectation. This is a big three-wave pattern like so, and then we'll start talking about that next move to the downside, which would be, in my opinion, another 5-wave drop. So a big drop is coming here for Vechain. We're almost there. This will be a fantastic short opportunity. How I would approach this would be to look at this low entry at 1.938. I would put my stop loss probably above the swing high up here. So actually, I'm going to put it on the break of this this area. I'm going to put it just around about here at 1.983, and then I'm going to put my TP all the way down here, and I think this is going to be quite a significant drop, so I'm going to leave that quite low. This is going to give us a great risk-reward ratio, and we're probably going to have to reassess our TP quite a bit on this one, because I think it's going to have to come down a pretty sizable chunk. So we can see here the expectations on this, if we do come up to this range here, will be pretty deep. If we take this entire 5-wave pattern, don't get me wrong, it will take many days to play out, but if I go ahead and put this on the worst expectations, which will be up here, and then we can see we would have a move potentially down to our 1.652 to 1.586, and so therefore you can see I almost put that right there, put it on that 1-to-1 ratio. We would have a risk reward ratio of 6.36, which would be fantastic. So this one is looking like it's something that I'm going to probably have to pull the trigger on. I think this is one that's is going to do potentially very, very well. Okay, so as I can see, this is just my thoughts and opinions on it though. I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot give you financial advice. Just kind of my thoughts on the market as I see it. Okay, so we can see that we're moving up towards our targeted range. We are overbought on the 8-hour, overbought on the 4-hour, and overbought on the 1-hour time frames. Chances are we are going to have to see a pull to the downside. Let's go ahead and review. This is the 1-hour time frame. You can see that we're overbought. On the 4-hour, we're overbought. On the 8-hour, we're overbought. On the 12-hour, we're heading up to the overbought range. On the 16-hour, we're heading up to the overbought range. 20 hours, heading up to the overbought. On the daily time frame, we've got loads of progression to the upside. However, it's not terribly too unusual to peak out of here and come all the way back down again. On the weekly time frame, if it will load, let's take a look. There it is, not going to load for me. Come on. You can do it. No, beat up. Monthly, nothing. Okay. So if I come back to our hourly, we can see that we had a pretty overbought on those smaller time frames, so we'll look for the drop to the downside. On the daily time frame, I think it'll also drop down before going back up again. So we're looking for this move to the downside to complete a 3-wave pattern on a larger structure that's going to take weeks to play out, I would have thought. It would be essentially a big 3-wave pattern that's an A, B, and C. Could turn into something a little bit more sinister, but for the most part, this is tracking very, very nicely. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the internal workings of this particular pattern here. It looks to me like this is a wave 4, and we've got to come up into a final 5th wave movement. And so I'm going to go ahead and try and draw that on right here for you. And so here you can see that we should end up just on this area here. So this looks like a pretty reasonable expectation, I think. Basically between 1.9 1.930 and 1.940. And as you can see, it's just testing that recent local high as well. So all in all, I think this is a pretty reasonable expectation on the VET tokens price action. And yeah, for the most part on the smaller time frame, it's looking very, very good. Now, what about our our daily time frame? What is that looking like? Well, we have got our Z wave structure heading down a little bit lower. So they were talking about 1.548 to 1.121, right? So you can see here, it doesn't have to have a new local low or a new bear market low here, but we've got to come down into this yellow box essentially. And so we will be looking at this either as a zigzag pattern just tapping into the top end here, or a potential double zigzag pattern taking us down ever so slightly deeper as well. So there's a few things here to kind of consider, but ultimately here we are looking for further downside on VET, and I think that's going to be a great accumulation zone overall. I think though, guys, that's going to wrap this video up nice and brief. Just keep it to point. If you have found this useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what you're waiting for, check it out. Link is in the description down below. Until the next one though, guys, have a fantastic day.
We are not financial advisors, and none of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.